Hello, and welcome to the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company Corporate Social Responsibility Strategic Opportunity Presentation by Team Tireless. Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company has a value proposition that separates them from the competition by leading the industry in accessibility, innovation, risk reduction, and brand status. Goodyear is more than the easily recognizable brand epitomized by the winged foot of Mercury or the massive blimps that are as iconic and amazing as our collective American legacy of fearless innovation. Goodyear encapsulates all that epitomizes the American dream. Their ongoing and relentless commitment to value mirrors the fierce grit of the company's original founder, Charles Goodyear. C. Goodyear, tireless in his pursuit of perfection and knowledge, was jailed twice for unpaid debt on his quest for the perfect blend of rubber that paved the way for the success of the global company that you know and trust today. Decades of research across global. It is now my sincere pleasure to introduce Team Tireless. Haley Powell, Marketing and Sales and Technology. Tina Cotton, Control and Management. Nicole Meyer, Human Resources and Fiscal Analyst. Chelsea Davis, Finance and Budget Analytics. And myself, Stephanie Alvarado, Operations and Strategic Planning. And last but certainly not least, Jenny Scott, our fearless leader.
Thank you, Steph. I'm Chelsea Davis, and I will be presenting the internal and external factors for Goodyear. Goodyear is one of the leading tire manufacturers in the US and is ranked the second largest tire manufacturer in Europe. Goodyear's well-spread operations allow them to continue to grow. As for Goodyear's weaknesses, the costliest of them are their legal fees regarding asbestos-related injuries, costing them $517 million in 2016. In terms of opportunity, there is increasing global demand for tires and rubber. According to MarketLine, the tires and rubber market is estimated to have a 5% compound annual growth rate between now and 2020. One of Goodyear's threats include foreign currency risks. In 2016, Goodyear recorded more than half of their total sales from international customers. In 2015, foreign currency exchanges unfavorably affected sales by $258 million. Now let's dive further into the internal factors. One of Goodyear's core strengths is their strong customer loyalty, which produces greater profits by return shoppers. Being one of the world's leading tire manufacturers with over $15 billion in sales in 2017, another one of Goodyear's strengths is that they continue to invest in innovation, spending $388 million in 2016 on R&D, which gives them a competitive advantage that is crucial to maintain in today's market. Another strength is their diverse product portfolio, which strengthens their loyal customer base by providing several lines of products. Internal weaknesses exist within every company, and Goodyear is no exception to that. Equipment is very expensive and requires large capital investment. So with $700 to $900 million in planned spending in the next 3 years, Goodyear cannot afford to overspend. One of their biggest weaknesses is pollution, which carries the most weight in this analysis as it is such a growing concern for today's consumer, especially with the growing sustainability movement. So it is critical for Goodyear to find a way to mitigate this weakness. To further understand Goodyear's position, let's look at their external factors. Our research on Goodyear has led us here at Team Tireless to one major conclusion. Green is the future for the tire industry. Both the major opportunities and threats for Goodyear are tied to green trends, with the two biggest threats that the industry is facing being the new tariffs on steel and aluminum and governments worldwide enacting stiff regulations to curb the pollution caused by tires filling up landfills. Goodyear will have to find creative solutions to produce products to stay competitive in the future. Goodyear should investigate green trends and find ways to recycle and create tires that have better fuel efficiency and a longer useful life. Goodyear invests 2.5% of its annual profits into R&D, so they have a chance to capitalize on a market that's still in its infancy. If they can develop new technology before the competition to cut the cost of tire production and find a way to compensate for the need for more steel, Goodyear will have the advantage. Our strategic opportunity is focused around staying ahead of the competition while creating a customer incentive program that will reduce waste and generate more profit for Goodyear.
Hi, I'm Tina Cotton. Team Tireless took the strengths and weaknesses of Goodyear and paired those with the company's opportunities and threats. In doing so, we were able to find the strategies that allowed for overcoming weaknesses and threats, but also utilized the company's strengths to take advantage of opportunities that were present. Once the different strategies that were present, we at Team Tireless saw where our strategic opportunity lies, which is pertinent to customer reward programs. In doing so, customers will return and exchange tires, at which time the waste can be recycled or used for creating new products and services, thus leading to less waste at landfills. The tires that are brought in for exchange could be used to begin recapping passenger tires, as it's currently only done for over-the-road big trucks.
Thank you, Tina. Here at Team Tireless, we strongly believe our strategic opportunity for Goodyear Tire and Rubber lies in a customer loyalty program that capitalizes on our existing aggressive approach to a greener, more sustainable business practice while creating an incentive program that attracts, converts, and retains customers. Our vision is a savings incentive for our loyal customers that encourages the return of end-of-life tires and rewards them with savings on our new products. This program is designed to leverage Goodyear's commitment to ongoing sustainability, reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, minimization of energy consumption, water conservation efforts, and overall environmental stewardship. It is our intention to create and effectively implement a strategic opportunity to increase market share, collect effective marketing data, and create ongoing customer relationships that substantially increase bottom-line earnings.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm Haley Powell, and I will be presenting the implementation strategy. With the objective of the strategic opportunity being to create a program designed around profit building, sustainability, and a lofty sales goal of 10% increase on sales per quarter, Goodyear needs a robust and results-oriented team to implement the strategy. The team tasked to carry out the strategy will be responsible for allocating resources, determining the investment spend across all channels. They'll be developing training programs and outlining the programs to various cross-functional groups, as well as determining and securing the equipment needed to launch and maintain success of the program. The program must generate enough sales in order to warrant the expense of the loyalty program, so a properly executed strategy is key to success. So what's the offer? The program will offer a 20% discount on any new set of tires in exchange for used tires with a minimum tread requirement of 330 seconds in order to be eligible for the instant savings or instant rebate, if you will. The used tires are then transported back to Goodyear where they can be recycled and reused. Minimum tread requirements must be met in order to guarantee reusability, as most tires are used beyond the point of recycling, which creates so much waste. The loyalty program is expected to launch at the beginning of the second fiscal quarter, April 1st, 2019. The target test market will be the southern portion of the United States, focusing specifically on Georgia, Alabama, and North Carolina. This proves to be one of Goodyear's most successful markets with the most brand loyalty due to the high number of employees that Goodyear employs in that region. Upon a successful launch in the target market, Goodyear would launch nationally. Cross-functional collaboration of various teams is required for this project, and heading up the program will be Richard Kellum, SVP Sales and Marketing Excellence, along with Scott King, SVP Strategy and Business Development. The two together, along with their teams, will meet by May 1st to discuss strategy and next steps. King will also meet with Joe Zagowski, SVP Global Operations and Technology, to understand resources needed and equipment modifications required by May 10th. So any additions can be purchased and additional storage capacity can be required, all by December 1st. Kellum's team will then strategize to develop a marketing campaign which will take 1 month with completion by July 1st. Next, Kellum's team will work to create the advertising strategy and work with the graphics department to design cohesive ad campaigns. The team has 2 months to secure the advertising campaign along with all print components, which will take 3 months to receive, so consumers and retailers will receive promotion materials by March 15th. Another big task for Kellum's team is to get buy-in from the sales force, which is the team selling Goodyear's products. The marketing team will host promotion webinars where they'll present details of the program to the sales team. This all must be completed by March 1st, and upon successful completion of the timeline, the program will launch on April 1st, 2019. Next up to present evaluation is Nicole Meyer.
Thank you, Haley. Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole, and I will be covering the evaluation, control, and balance scorecard portion of our presentation. Through Team Tireless's evaluation of Goodyear's net income, sales revenue, profit margin, and liabilities, we were able to determine that Goodyear has enough resources to successfully implement the strategic opportunity. Team Tireless is projecting that the implementation of our customer loyalty program should result in a 10% increase in our sales per quarter. That would be approximately a $400 million increase in revenue. To fully implement our plan and to have the maximum amount of return possible, we estimate that Goodyear Tire will need to invest $5 million initially, with an additional $1 million needed for labor costs. Despite reporting a net loss of $96 million for the fourth quarter of 2017, Goodyear still has the net income to absorb these costs. The net loss was due to a one-time tax expense, not an ongoing expense. Our estimation is that if Goodyear stays true to previous projections, the net income for 2018 will increase significantly. When looking at which methods we should use to measure the progress of our implementation of the customer loyalty program, Team Tireless believes that tracking the sales force will give us the best measure of the program's implementation. We will do so by reviewing weekly reports for profit and loss and by monitoring the feedback we receive from employees who are working on the implementation. By keeping a close watch on those two, we will have an ongoing measure of the successes and failures of implementation. With successes, we can quickly evaluate what was involved in them and make note of how we want to continue forward. And with the failures, we can intervene and redirect to fix the issues. For the weekly reports, after management has reviewed all the information, they will hold monthly meetings to discuss with staff the findings. This will keep staff aware of what is happening, what the direction will be moving forward, and allow management to receive helpful feedback from staff. For the balanced scorecard, we review Goodyear's strategic priorities and vision to help Team Tireless develop strategies, goals, objectives, measures, and targets for the 4 major business objectives of financial strength, customer satisfaction, internal processes, and organizational capacity. We began by determining what our strategy would be during the implementation process to meet each of the business objectives, like allocating the budget resources needed for the financial strength objective, or getting our employees motivated for the process in the organizational capacity objective. We then determined what our goals would be for each of the objectives, like reducing waste as an internal process, or increasing customer loyalty for customer satisfaction. The measures and targets will be the visual markers that Goodyear can see as a testament of the success of the customer loyalty program. These would be the increase of net profit and sales revenue in regards to financial strength, achieving our targeted implementation date of April 1, 2019 for internal process, and by having a 95% employee satisfaction rate under organizational capacity. By completing the balanced scorecard, we created a roadmap that we can reference throughout the implementation process to help keep us on track and keep the ultimate goal in mind.
Thanks, Nicole. Once our CSR strategy is implemented, we believe that the customer loyalty program will be successful by bringing in the sales as projected per quarter. Goodyear may encounter a few unavoidable bumps in the road during the initial stages of strategy implementation, as there is an unavoidable learning curve in the logistics and management of such an endeavor. But Goodyear Tire is equipped with 100+ years of experience to handle such a task. As the Goodyear team begins each step of the suggested implementation, they will begin to see the rewards of success. By the first quarter, as we projected, Goodyear will see upwards of $307 billion in increase to their revenue. Continuing to move forward with the strategy, each quarter they will continue to realize projected increases to their overall revenue. What did Team Tireless learn? We learned that without research, you cannot successfully develop a solid strategic opportunity, as there are many components that must be researched to build a solid plan to properly implement. We learned a united front is all the more effective and necessary to cover all the bases. We've gained friendships as well as insight on our journey. We learned that a great team is instrumental in having a successful end product, and having a team that communicates regularly, can meet the deadlines as stated, and willing to help out when needed makes a team successful. We also learned that what it takes to analyze the ins and outs of a company in great detail. The strategic opportunity has provided us with the chance to fully use the knowledge, skills, and creativity that we accumulated over our years as a college student. Team Tireless would like to thank you for viewing our presentation.